How's everybody doing today? My name is Christian Gibbons. I'm going to give you a class today about turbos and superchargers and the differences between them. Does anybody ever know what forced induction is? Basically, forced induction is when you forcefully push air into your engine and creates power. The way you do this is through superchargers and turbochargers. Today I'm going to tell you the difference between both and which one works better in certain applications. So on your left you can see that's a supercharger, typically what they look like. That right there is a turbo. I'll show you in the next slide, some superchargers look a little bit different and how they work. Okay, superchargers. So there's three main types of superchargers. You have a root style, a twin screw, and a centrifugal. Okay, a centrifugal is kind of like a turbo, except it doesn't use exhaust gas. It uses your crank pulley via this pulley right here. And inside this casing you have gears, which spin, and then in turn spinning a fan, which sucks in air and then forces it into your engine's induction. Okay. A twin screw uses the same thing. They all use your crankshaft to run using a pulley right here. But twin screws, this is just how it sounds. It's like a screw shape. So the rotors inside come really extremely close to contact. So it's like a vacuum cleaner almost, sucking in air, spinning really fast, and pushing it out. Same thing with roots. The difference between a roots and a twin screw is a roots, the edges you can see right here are kind of like smooth and round. A twin screw, they're more like edges, like a razor or something like that. They both, like I said, use the crankshaft to work. Generally, superchargers, one of the bad things about superchargers, they take your power away from your engine because it's using the engine's force to spin it. So therefore, you're taking away inertia and momentum for your engine. Generally, these two are positioned on top of the engine, while this one will be like on the side or the front of the engine because it uses the pulley will usually be down and next to the engine, like a turbo, but it's not a turbo. This is a turbocharger. The way it uses your exhaust gas basically to spin. As you can see from this picture here, there's a hot side and a cold side. What that means is the hot side, that's the exhaust side, it gets really hot and stuff like that. The cold side uses your air, so therefore it's a lot colder to the touch and stuff like that. The way it works is your engine will emit exhaust gas. The exhaust gas goes through pipes and goes through one of these fans, which in turn the exhaust gas spins it. In turn, that fan will spin another fan on the cold side, sucking in air and then forcing it out through the induction. This is a picture of what it looks like on an engine. This is a twin turbo design on a V8 engine. You can see from the headers go towards the turbo, which sucks in air, going into the induction. Both systems use an intercooler. It's called an intercooler. What it does is it basically cools down the air. The air coming through your intercooler gets really hot. You can imagine those gears are spinning like 5,000 RPM a minute, so the air is going to get very hot. An intercooler, what it does, it's like your radiator for your car. It passes through a metal grate, which in turn cools it off. This is a picture of typically what turbochargers look like. Some of the cars you'll usually see using turbos these days are diesel engines, usually have turbos. Small cars like Civics and stuff like that have been coming with turbos. Usually turbos are more fuel efficient because they don't use your engine to turn, they use the exhaust gas, so you're not losing power. Turbos are they're definitely more expensive and more unreliable than a supercharger. A supercharger is more reliable, but it's also less expensive. You can usually create more horsepower with a turbo over a supercharger because a supercharger can only spin as much as the engine goes. Turbos can pretty much spool up as much as you allow them to. Also, turbos are less reliable because of more piping, more issues such as that, and than superchargers. So I hope y'all kind of have a brief understanding of how turbos and superchargers work and the differences between them. And generally, in my opinion, turbo is better. You can create more power with turbo. It sounds cooler. Everybody's heard a turbo blow off. It sounds cool. Stuff like that. So that's all I have for you.
Who is this?